Hi YouTube, this is a continuation of what I talked about a few days ago about hydrocephalus. What most people do know is that it's a neurological condition, mostly in children from birth, but little is known still today about what causes it. Could it be from genetics? Could it be passed down from the family or a skipped generation? Nobody knows. But a little more about that in depth. Personally, myself, or anyone who has hydrocephalus, they are having to go through many surgeries, and right here, if you see part of the scar, um, they make an incision along the side of the head, and then they insert what is called a shunt valve, or in my case, it's called a Holter Spitz shunt valve. It goes underneath the skin, and the tip of the shunt, it goes into the middle of the brain, or at least part of the brain, and there's a tube that runs from the shunt down into the peritoneum, the stomach, or liver, depending on where they want it placed. That is called the VP, the ventriculoperitoneal tube or valve, and basically it keeps the cerebrospinal fluid from causing major headaches, as I mentioned before. Major headaches from childhood, even before that, and babies, children to adults, and the shunt is what causes the alleviation of the headaches, and it's often a good thing to periodically check the shunt and make sure it's pumping, working fine, and it has been a real trial for me over the years, and you never really know when it's going to work and not work. In my case, my last surgery was August of 2000, where I had to do major surgery in the middle of the night. My favorite neurosurgeon of all time since I was age 5, he did my surgery around 1:32 in the morning after he just completed another surgery. Mind you, at the time, he was 71 years old and just cutting 72. And I've known him since I was age 5 when I had my first shunt put in. And it's been a real ordeal for not only myself, but my family, because it's been a very big thing to go through, and it took a lot of toll and a lot of time of our lives to just keep praying that we can go from one point, point A to point B, and not have another experience like this. But I have done fine up until about 98, 99, and everything started going wrong. For some reason, my gallbladder was blocked, and what happened was the VP tubing was stuck on my gallbladder and pretty much fried it. So the gallbladder had to go bye-bye. But and years later, I was having major headaches, while everybody was trying to make the best of the new millennium, 2000. I was in the hospital June, July, and August, not consecutively, back to back to back. I was in for 2 weeks at a time, out 2 weeks at a time, in the hospital in July, out of the hospital in July, and once they got all that taken care of, I was back in the hospital in August of 2000. And this is not something to be taken very lightly. Hydrocephalus is something that I make do with what I can. And if I were to walk it up to a person like you, whoever, and if I never said anything about it, you would never know. All I ask is in life to be treated like you and anyone else, and I would treat you the same way, with kindness. That's all I ask for, and that's all I hope to obtain in life or out of life. And I have gone this far, and I have successfully become um, a journalist in the way of sports writing. Now I am a volunteer sports writer, so I really look forward to this time of year where we come into the Cowboys football season, and I'm always doing my best to write the best articles and set aside all the things that I have gone through in my life and look forward to football and sports in a nutshell. But you have to really, you know, look at the positive side of things in all things. You have to be positive, think positive, and act positive. You can't dwell on it and just, get out the shovel and hop in. You have to take one day at a time. If something happens in your life and you hiccup, then you have to deal with it the best way you can and go on with life. And I have really made the best of what I can of my situation, and this is where YouTube came into play. I started getting more seriously about YouTube, and as I became part of YouTube, I really enjoyed the interaction of others, and I would also go to other people who have hydrocephalus and look at their view of life and how they overcome things. All in all, we are here for one common purpose: to live amongst each other, to be accepted, and that's all I ask of life. Most of the time, I really look forward to everyday challenges and what will come next. It's the small things that you can push out of the way. In my view of life, obstacles are like illusions. You can wish them away, which is kind of hopeful or optimistic, where you can just overcome the obstacle here and now and make the best of what you can, and that happens through life. And I really think that more positivity in life helps things, and you overcome all challenges. This has been a life dream of mine to do YouTube, and so I did, because this way, instead of sitting down, writing a book, waiting for it to get published, and then you have the outcome. But this way on YouTube, you tell more of your story, more about yourself, more of what you hope to gain out of life, and more of what you expect of people to appreciate about you. Not your flaws, not your downfalls, not your negativity side. You want to deflect those negative personas and the perceptions of people, how they think of you, and you show them that you have a positive side. Think positive, be positive, act positive. And as for hydrocephalus, you will work that too. You will work through that, and make the best of what you can, how you can. Um, I used to have a website about my life that gained, or garnered, I should say, over 271 website awards. Um, However, it's not online anymore, but I wish it was. But I am in the process of looking for a free form, or a sandbox, more or less, a sandbox website where I can do things pretty much at whim, or a free form website to recreate at least most of what I can by memory of that website. But I could tell you more about hydrocephalus, but in the long term, when you want to know more, please Google the word hydrocephalus. It is Greek for two different words: hydro, meaning water, or hydra, meaning water; cephalus, meaning brain. And you have hydrocephalus. If you like this video, please leave a comment down below and give me a like. I can always use more of those, but it's not a necessity, but it's just always something to look forward to. I hope this made your day and gave you a new look on life, or new, I should say, new lease on life. If this made you smile today and made you think more, that was my job. To make people think, to make people wonder, to make people dream. Those are the three essentials of life. The essential, and the need, and the want, and the dreamers. We all work together to form a hope somehow, some way. Big or small, we all get through it, and we all come through in big ways. I hope this made you smile and made you think. Thank you.